I'm back, and today a software update for the ZX Touch has been released. The previous update was over a year ago, so I thought that the platform had died. But no, an update appeared, and it's a major one. It adds 2 new ways to transfer files over the air using Wi-Fi, and it also introduces a brand new FX system that allows you to drastically change the way any game looks, without modding the ROM file. Let's have a look.
Let's all turn on the tube. This is hot dog soup.
The ZX Touch handheld has been on the market for a couple of years now, but it keeps evolving. The previous software update was released in March of 2025. In that version a ton of bugs was fixed, but it also added a couple of additional features and some new games. Turbo modes were added to increase the speed of games while remaining the correct speed of AY music. With the new snapshot feature, any game could now be saved as a Z80 or SNA file, and it was now possible to swap out the on-screen side keyboard without the game being paused. Thank you, Mr. Radon, very nice indeed. But that was the previous update. The update from this week has some huge new features. By the way, I made a full review video of the ZX Touch. If you want to know all the ins and outs of this device, check it out, the link is in the desk. Before we get to the good stuff, here are some of the smaller things that were changed. The new version 1.13 supports exFAT formatted SD cards and no longer shows hidden files from macOS and Linux systems. Thanks to the new Wi-Fi update, the device can now use MDNS, and it even supports connecting to my own Wi-Fi network, which has an emoji in its name. My printers cannot even do that. The device now has 2 new services that allow you to manage your files that are on it directly from a PC, a Mac or a phone. Many retro gaming devices do not offer over-the-air transfer of ROM files, and you have to annoyingly fiddle around and swap SD cards to get your ROMs on the device. On the ZX Touch, not anymore. A built-in FTP server is offered and can be used by installing an FTP tool on your PC, your Mac or even your phone. With that you can manage your ROMs and any other file that is on the SD card, which remains inside of the ZX Touch. If you don't know what FTP is, no problem. The same thing can be done with the integrated web manager. If enabled, you can simply use any browser on any device that you own to manage the files on your ZX Touch. Putting ROM files on the ZX Touch is now definitely at least 10 times quicker than before. This new Wi-Fi feature may also open up possibilities for in the future. How about playing a 2-player game with someone else over the internet or in a local network? Or imagine being able to access an online database directly on the device itself to download ROMs and screenshots and titles and pokes and other information about the games. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yes, Mr. Radon, that would be very lovely indeed. Please work on that. Hello, it's me. After recording this video, I just received a message from Goran Radon of Elmar Electronic that in fact he is working on a future feature for the ZX Touch that allows you to connect to the ZXDB database and then fetch and download all kinds of stuff about games and probably even ROMs. So that is a thing he's working on for the future. It's not a promise, it won't be in the next update, but somewhere in the future this will be considered to be a feature. Back to the video. The Wi-Fi connectivity is wonderful in itself, but here is the big new feature. This is something that I've never seen in the world of specky emulation. The ZX Touch now has an elaborate way of changing the way every game looks without changing the ROM files. It's called the ZX Touch FX system, and it offers a couple of things. A color palette control, where you can simply exchange the standard specky colors for other ones. An edge color shader, which allows you to add strokes or edges to items on the screen, improving visibility and color depth. Foreground transparency, which allows blending of foreground and background, as well as adding textures to solid areas. And then there's background images. This feature was already present in earlier versions, but now you can have multiple backgrounds that automatically change, and pay attention here. Any of the aforementioned effects can change on the fly while you are playing in real time. This is called scene-based control. Instead of creating a single effect and applying it to the whole game, the ZX Touch can add multiple different effects based on what's happening in the game itself. This means each level or screen can have totally different effects, and you can even base the effect on, for example, how many lives you have left or how many coins you've collected. This is all done using markers. The device can detect markers on the screen and then apply the effects based on those markers. For example, it can detect which level of Jet Set Willy you are playing and then apply a background or colors or shaders or any other effect you want to that specific level. Up to 10 effects and 50 markers can be applied to any game, and they will be automatically applied while you are simply playing. Well, a lot of retro gaming systems and emulators offer real-time shaders and content-aware modifications. But the ZX Touch is able to switch automatically between these per frame. Yes, I said per frame. As you will probably understand, using this effect system is sort of complicated. Like some other parts in the ZX Touch user interface, the UI for this system is a little bit messy. The user manual for the effect system is almost 30 pages long, so this isn't for everyone. Luckily, the effects that are created for any game can be saved as files and shared with others. So that means somebody else can do all the hard work and you can just simply play. On the ZX Touch website you can already download 20 effects files for various popular games, showcasing the possibilities of the effects system. Of course, due to copyrights and such, the original ROM files are not included in these files. But if you own them legally and non-pirated, you can add your ROM files to the effect files, creating one big file containing the entire game plus effects. Well, of course, all this tweaking may not be liked by everyone. Some people simply want to play the games as they were originally, but this feature may unlock a whole new era of specky gaming. I can imagine that people who love tweaking and modding games go berserk with this. Imagine an entirely new game being developed with the ZX Touch effect system in mind. This could create a whole new class of specky games that weren't even possible back then. Yes, indeed, the ZX Touch is expensive and it's only being maintained by one single person in his spare time, but these new features make it very competitive indeed. Ever since my review video of the ZX Touch, a lot of bugs have been fixed and new features have been added. I really hope the progress here continues and the device will be maintained with software updates for a very long time. So there you go, an update for the ZX Touch, available for free on the website zxtouch.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please comment down below. What do you think of the ZX Touch or indeed this update? Do you want to buy one? Do you already own one? Or are you waiting for the Spectrum handheld, which will come at the end of this year? It doesn't matter what you comment, just say something. It's nice to have a discussion with fellow retro specky handheld gamers. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time.